Hey guys, it is 11:07. I am in Kuwait airport, and I just ran into a Punjabi Sikh, and he asked me where the white people were. I did not know how to answer him. Where are the white people in Kuwait? I don't know. I was also asked today by a student if I was from South Africa because I am white, and white people are from South Africa because we have one teacher from South Africa. So the question is A, am I South African because I'm white, and are all white people from South Africa? No. But getting back to the bigger question of why aren't there a lot of white people in the Middle East? Is it because of fear? Is it because of lack of opportunity? Why aren't there a lot of whites when there's a lot of Filipinos? There is a lot of Brits, but there's really not a lot. Brits, I say, are the largest expat majority that I've seen in the Middle East. And I think it is because of fear. Not like they're going to come and get me fear, but fear of what a lot of Americans have been told about the Middle East and about Arabs and about Muslims in general. Now, I'm not going to get into a big swath of what is a Muslim, what isn't a Muslim. It's too big for a short video, but I've met thousands of people all over the world in all different sorts of jobs, and it comes down to lack of information about current reality. A lot of people don't really understand what's going on in the Middle East, who is a Middle Easterner, how they view the world, what is their cultural context and their background. And so it's very easy to mark them as the other and just say, well, I'm comfortable here in Georgia, California, or maybe hanging out in Southeast Asia where it's cushy and I'm seen as this cool, glorified Westerner. But in the Middle East, you are not seen that way. You are seen as a very high price, disposable commodity. We'll put it that way. And a lot of Westerners, A, don't know that, and B, don't like that. In Southeast Asia, you're seen as a blessing. Oh, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for coming. But here, we'll throw you away when we're done. You're eventually going to leave. And that sometimes is true in Southeast Asia because they know that most people are not going to stay there, even if they marry one of their citizens. Also, I think that living here is hard. It's in a different culture, and everything about the place, the buildings, the bathrooms, the food is just different. And that really throws people for a loop after a while, that it's just so different that they want some remnants of home, some some comfort food, and here you're just not going to get it. I mean, yes, I am in an international airport, and yes, there is a Chili's behind me, and yes, that is the most American food I've seen since McDonald's or KFC. But living in the Middle East means giving up not only a lot of creature comforts, but cultural comforts. The way people talk, the words that they use, the language. When people speak Arabic, it really sounds like they're barking. It's very harsh. And no one likes to live in a culture where people don't know what they're saying. Not most people. And this is why I really think you don't have a lot of people in the Middle East. They don't understand the religion, they don't understand the culture, and therefore, why go there? I had a conversation a few years ago at Naropa with a fellow Naropian graduate, and she was saying that there's no good jobs, it's hard to make any money with this master's degree, and I pulled out Dave's ESL and said, here's lots of jobs, you can find a job, you just have to leave America. And there it is. Leaving America, most Americans won't do it permanently or even for an extended period of time because it's hard. You have to start all over again. And she said, I can't leave my family. And that's another thing. Leaving that entire family unit is very tough on you and your family. It takes a certain kind of person, in my opinion. It's not for everybody to live overseas. And a lot of the Filipinos, Nepalese, and other workers that come here, they come here because they have to. It's it's not a choice thing. There is more money here for them and their family than there would be if they stayed at home. Now it's the same thing for me, but I have a reasonable choice to stay at home. I could stay at home, I could make a little less money, but I could still take care of myself. For them, the opportunity is so great to come here that it outweighs the negatives. For the most part, you have some really horror stories about maids being very abused by their housemasters and all that good stuff. It's not good. And that's the big thing, is why move far away for more money in a place where I can't really be with my family? You know, a lot of people don't see it as a win-win or even a win. It's just a lose, and then win. I really push, or try to push, that the less that we travel, the harder it is to understand each other, the harder it is to grow, not just as a person, but as a society. That traveling, seeing different people, seeing different foods, seeing different kinds of bathroom arrangements is pivotal. You will value your home more. You will value your country more. And maybe, just maybe, you want to make it better and stop wanting more from your country. When you see people with less, you value what you have more. And in my opinion, Americans do not value what they have. Brits do not value what they have because they've had it for so long and for a continuous period of time. Now, if you look at other countries that have had good stuff, and then a dictator shows up or a coup shows up, for example, like Korea, they value food much more than almost any other culture I've ever seen. They truly value food. That's why they have kimchi. So this is also why I think that America is the way it is today, because we don't travel enough. We don't participate in the global conversation of what is human society. We don't. We insulate ourselves with our television, with our Netflix. We sit home and we gorge on entertainment. It reminds me of the movie Demolition Man, talking about that, you know, we give up safety and we stop becoming who we can be, and we depend upon the safety measures to make us into a country. And that's what I see. That's what I see whenever I watch a debate, whenever I hear anything about America. It's just about giving up to try and be safe. And it's safe from what? What are you trying to feel safe from? You know, there's always going to be people that are not like you, that don't like your culture, your way of life, because it's not like theirs. And the only way that can ever change is with understanding. Now, granted, there are people that can never be changed. There are people that are completely set on not being acceptance of other cultures, and that's a different kind of person. I'm talking about the general person. For example, my students, they love anything about the outside world. They want to know about history. They want to know about science. But their culture does not let them learn these things. And they're starved. They're mentally starved, and they're mentally stunted. But the students that have the capacity to understand just gobble it up in any way they can, because they know that that's the real nourishment that's going to help them become a better person. And again, with American education just going farther and farther down the tubes, and children just becoming these dependent units, it's just going to go farther